Well, then. Well, last time we were here, got into some conversation with Alton. Didn't get nearly as much as we thought we would. Left immediately for the core spire. Was told that we were basically going to be leaving, so the party basically chilled out until they actually made it to Lion's Crest. They were taken from their crafts by a entire entourage of guards, to which they were introduced to the ruling regent of Castellum, Lady Priscilla, technically Queen of the Draconis Dominion. And then it seems that Neve was given a lot more control over this entire situation than she previously had, and you all were taken to the underworks of Lion's Crest towards a large cube, where it is very clear that you were going to be undergoing some kind of training. And where we left off, it was with the Vildraven from before issuing a challenge out to the crowd of mercenaries that have been brought down into here. And to kick things off, immediately, one of the more confident humans, you can see a scar going down his left cheek, which seems to kind of give him this rugged charisma. He's built pretty strong. He's built Ford tough. He walks up and just kind of goes, "Okay, lady, let's see what you got." And he immediately goes forward to try and strike her. There's no waiting or wind up. It seems like this dude is completely intent on just bringing his fist full force into this thing's face. And you all know, it's not human. Because whenever the fist tries to make a full-on contact, it finds itself stopped. And you all hear this man crying out in pain, because the Vildraven has straight up grabbed him by the wrists, using both the index and middle finger and the thumb to essentially put the joint in an uncomfortable and painful position, and he is just hanging there, basically wailing. She simply tosses him aside and he goes skirting off. There is a dead silence that hangs over the room. We have limited time. So, will anyone be next?
I'm just gonna look around at my fellow party members and just kind of mutter to them, "What the hell kind of training is this? Are we just supposed to kick her ass? What's going on here?"
Parthen's not gonna look away from her, but he's not going to move at all. I
Are you
think
just
she's
going
trying
to
keep us a point.
unwisely start to raise his rifle?
Are you really, like, raising your gun?
He's like, he knows this person can handle herself because he fought a corrupted version of one of these things. He's been informed of this, yes?
I would assume so.
He knows he's just gonna say, "It's probably not gonna do anything."
Jair's eyes just kind of flit over to Yarich's like raising of the weapon, and she goes, "Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that easy."
She wants to try something.
All right, so you start charging up the weapon.
I'm just going to try to shoot her, not even charged.
Give me an attack weapon, just with the weapon. So, as you go ahead and start winding this thing up, and you let off a half-charge blast without the full boosted charge. The attack comes flying out, and you all witness this creature pull away what almost seems to be a facade at the hem of the clothing that this Vildraven is wearing. Pulls it up almost like a theatric piece, and underneath there is this gleaming white plate that is lined with energy. as it is revealed, and this creature pulls off basically the entirety of its clothing to reveal that there is nothing but just pure mechanized full plate. The laser shot hits and strikes directly in the center of the torso and glints off. At which point, there is this moment of reflex from everybody, as the Veiled Raven is no longer in its current position, and has used its wings, which you all realize the clothing essentially was the wings as it pulls back into a full, stretched, shunts this Veiled Raven forward, and immediately it is already in the midst of the entire mercenary group. So directly in front of Yarreach, it basically raises up its leg and stomps down into the ground, and everybody, if you will, make a reflex save.
Alright, let's try. Right. Okay. Oh.
So, all of the party members except for Carthan, you will basically manage to find your senses, realize exactly what's happening, and as the stomp goes off, you all are sent flying backwards, skidding on your feet into the far corners and edges of the facility, while mercenaries just go flying away, like spinning in arcs. Carthan, unfortunately, you are one among the tumbling creatures. So you find yourself spinning in cartwheels before you hit the side pretty hard. Take a dent of one of the corner pieces of the floor and just kind of have your breath leave you as you are knocked prone. Yarreach, you are sent skidding backwards a good 5 feet still on your own 2 legs. And this creature is going to immediately point a sword at you. There is no further action, and whereas there was kind of a dignity, a gentleness to it, there is definitely now a more solid tone to its voice. In the small time you have been given to me, I will teach you exactly what kind of horrors lurk in the darkness, and how best to defend against them. Simply sheathes its sword, and waits for everybody to get up. We will begin training in 1 hour. At which point, the Veiled Raven is going to leave.
So
just simply walk away.
I'm just gonna kind of look around. You know, I don't remember my basic training beginning with open combat within the first minute.
Jaira just kind of
imagine-
walks up and goes, I guess it was just kind of some shock and awe thing. You'd think a professional would be, wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff.
Kind of shake my head. Clearly the Dominion does it differently.
Carthan
So-
is going to get up.
I imagine as you get up, you immediately hear somebody scream, and it is a loud, deep scream. And you look up to see Uvon, who is hanging from one of the railings, just suddenly fall. And he hits the ground just with a thunderous clap of metal.
I kind of cringe and flinch away from the impact.
He just kind of crumples and lies there for a second. So, as you all are waiting, the rest of the mercenaries are basically kind of chattering. The man from before is basically nursing his almost nearly, like, dislocated wrist, and he is chattering with his own group, and there seems to be a general consensus of confusion and almost regret.
Wonder how long
Not
we're gonna be
a lot of people are happy that they're here.
Wonder how long we're gonna be stuck in this cube.
Hopefully not long from the way she's talking. Let's hope it's as brief as she says it will be.
So, as time seems to tick by, eventually the 1 hour mark passes. So, to begin, the Veiled Raven once again approaches back in a de-armored, simple ensemble. and goes into what would be the first of her many lessons, which in this case would be essentially adaptability to situations. Whereas simply, this is basically your ability to change your tactics whenever things aren't suiting you. And with a simple hand, just kind of raises it at her left, a lot of the tiles in the floor begin to rumble, and you see a makeshift arena begin to form as pillars start rising in different increments of cover and creating a completely new sort of battlefield just from simply nothing. Seems like this entire cube is meant to shift and adapt at the trainer's will. So, as all of the mercenaries are essentially divided into what is essentially a maze, the party is, I imagine, kind of grouping and clustered together.
Yeah.
I would like all of you to try and give me some kind of skill check to test your adaptability.
Well, if it's about adapting to a battlefield, could I not use Profession Soldier for that?
I imagine you could, yeah. Anybody else?
Ah, shit roll.
So I think a good one might be for me might be straight intelligence, because you observe the area and take then what you know and reapply it in new ways.
I like that explanation. Go ahead and make an intelligence check. 21, cool.
I think I want to do the same thing.
Alright.
Fuck.
Carthen.
You know, Lane, the only two rolls we have made have been within one fucking have been within one digit of each other.
Maybe I've got your roll luck right now.
Devin, are you with us?
Sorry, phone call one moment.
Oh, you're fine. No, you're fine. Take your phone call. So, we will get to Carthen in just a moment, but 447 and Jaira.
Oh, great.
You all are traveling with this group, just this simple four of you. I imagine Carthen actually might slink further into the maze by himself. But as you three begin to walk around and just try to get a general sense of where you are, it becomes fairly obvious the actual risk in this scenario. You can hear mercenaries screaming. It is not like horror screeches, but it's more like they're getting beaten.
Oh, fuck.
Jaira reflexively deploys her staff weapon.
Neat. And eventually you start to hear sets of boots, and their uniform, in that there are many things here that are wearing the same kind of uniform that are marching around in this maze that you can hear but not quite see. And when you round a corner, you see one of the Draconis Royal Guards, one of the ones that were in the palace themselves, has rounded the corner and brings up his shield and stun probe.
Ah, excellent.
At which point, I imagine 447, you probably bring up your rifle, whereas Jaira, you bear your staff. And as you two are fighting with this Royal Guard, he is actively deflecting blows with the shield, making sure that the spear isn't getting to any vital areas. And as Jaira is fighting in melee, simply turns the spear aside and jams the probe directly into her mid-torso, which causes this electric arc to whip out. And Jaira, you scream in much the same way as the mercenaries. As Jaira kind of hits the floor off to the side, 447, you again are getting ready to defend yourself. This isn't the first time you've been under fire. This Royal Guard has already approached you, and as you are trying to make some kind of like backpedaling retreat, turns your gun aside into a weird and awkward angle and gives you another shock. And as you two are kind of on the corners of this labyrinth, Yarich, you notice something about this guy. There is very much a directional focus. All of his protection is at the front. He bears a shield that he is meant to orient in his front arc. Most of his armor seems to be equipped in the front arc. And as you are starting to kind of cower in the corner, you see your companions all kind of getting back up, coming back to your senses. And you quickly joust to them, essentially. He's unprotected from the rear. At which point, your companions immediately notice this fact because it was kind of blotted out from the pain and the electrical arcs, the stunned wearing off. And you all manage to collectively overcome this guard, hitting him from behind. I imagine Jaira. How do you approach this with a spear? Because this guard is very much going for Yari. She's not facing you. Lane? You hear Lane?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Just having problems with my phone. Can you repeat that? I'm on my computer's audio right now.
Okay. So, guard's not armored on the backside. The moth has shouted at you that, this obvious fact, which was kind of hard to see whenever you were being electrocuted. How do you approach the guard now that you're coming at him from behind?
I'm gonna fly over the top of him. She's gonna deploy her wings and just sort of like a leap using her wings. What check would that be?
I'd say no check. Just give me some kind of ideas how you engage this dude. You start to fly, you take your spear. What do you do with your spear?
She's going to sort of look over her shoulder, twirl it back while still sort of facing away, kind of like a stylistic attack, and fire the spear into the back of the guy. Or the
Alrighty. So I imagine you take your wings and fly upwards. And as the guard is closing in on Yarreach, you take aim and one of the plasma blasts impacts this dude directly behind his knee, and he falls over. And as he starts to turn, bringing his shield to bear, 447, you were kind of crumpled on the side. You turn around and see this guard in a compromised position. What do you do to capitalize on it?
Where am I relative to him? Am I behind him or on his side,
so essentially,
or what?
You know how a labyrinth has twisting tunnels?
Yeah.
You're in a kind of larger section. He is between you and Yarreach, and he has actively turned his attention towards Yarreach. He's just been struck in the back of the knee. He's just kind of fallen down.
So, can I see the back of his head?
Oh, yeah.
I am going to kind of, as quietly as I can, rise to my feet. And I'm going to try to be light of foot as I do this. I'm going to sprint and just cold clock him right in the back of the head with my fist.
Nice. So, forgive me for taking liberties. You kind of start to go into a shoulder charge now that you've regained some proper feeling, and you ram into his back, at which point this guy starts to kind of immediately realize that you are flanking him, but before he even has a chance to take advantage of your situation, considering he is vastly out-equipping you, his traditional gear would be much more higher level than yours. You take him by the side of the head and force him. You twist his backside of the head and then slam him up against the stone pillars.
I'm alright with that.
You hear a beep, and he suddenly drops to the ground.
Alright, cool.
You get a sense that you have not killed him, but he is, for intents and purposes, out of this combat scenario.
I'm going to kind of release my grip and shake my hands off a bit and look around at my party members.
So you all have managed to overcome a guard in the labyrinth. So, Carthan, are you still on a phone call? Alright, we will come back to that then. So, as the time ticks forward, you all realize that the singular guard was your challenge, just kind of overcoming him through a collaborative effort, and thus you basically have to wander around and be kind of confused while the rest of the mercenaries
I guess as we're bumbling around, I'm just gonna kind of make some small talk. You know, if this is supposed to be training, we've been through a hell of a lot worse than this.
Maybe this is to weed out people who can't handle it.
Maybe. Though I figured
Or-
that, Neve would be a little more discerning with her employees and to hire anyone who she thought couldn't hack it.
I was about to say, or maybe these other mercenaries are just that bad.
You all round a corner.
As you
and
as
find
you
that
say that,
there-
Jaira, I'm gonna say, are you suggesting that Neve isn't the best judge of character?
I'm suggesting that when you have so many employees, it can be hard to vet all of them.
Oh, but don't you know she has an assistant for that?
Oh, yes, right. That poor girl.
I think she does a good enough job.
Indeed. And perhaps one of these days you could regale me some of the tales of the things that are worse that you've been through.
Let's just say there were a lot of dead gangers at a warehouse. And, one bear high on venom.
Tom Tim, I believe you called him?
Timothy Thomas, the doctor.
Ah. I'm looking forward to meeting him.
I'm sure you'll get to whenever Aspect decides she's had his fun with him.
I imagine you all round a corner and find 5 slumped over mercenaries. There is a clunk of uniform and armored boots, and another royal guard rounds the corner, spots you all, and simply gives you a curt nod and turns to proceed further into the labyrinth.
I kind of shrug my shoulders and look around at the mercenaries. They're still breathing, obviously, but are they unconscious to my eyes?
Some of them appear to be in a sort of pain shock. If you wanted to diagnose their condition further, I would recommend a medicine check.
I ain't got that. I was just curious.
I'm going to take a
They're,
quick
they're
look.
twitching on the ground, and some of them have faces that are frozen in pain.
Huh.
Natural 20. You get a sense that these guards' stun rods are purposefully built to leave these people with like a reeling, temporary nervous system overload. They are probably going through more pain than their senses can temporarily process, so their bodies have essentially shut down. Muscles, at least, anyway.
Is this so?
What you reach?
Their bodies, their stomachs is activating all their pain sensors.
Better them than us.
So, Carthan.
Be right back.
Hello, Devin. He might have gotten another phone call. It'd be unfortunate. Alright. Well, after about, whatever you guys deduce that it takes that these Royal Guard hunt down the rest of the mercs, eventually the barriers come down. We'll get to Carthan's condition later, but, regardless. You all seem to have passed this first trial. There are some mercenaries that seem to have also passed. They're definitely of the more grizzled veteran variety, and they give you kind of like almost a shout of camaraderie because they're on the other side of the cube. And, you both survived the 2 teams. So they're just kind of like, hey, good fucking job. So, the next selection of training, as you all proceed, is definitely a bit more varied. There are a lot of paths to this objective, but as the battlefield reforms, it will depend on essentially your central skills to make it through. Now, what that means to each individual is to their own devices.
Okay.
But for instance, Yarich, if you are separated from the others, which you definitely will be, for your path it seems to have definitely broached into more of a technical nature. As in, there are selections of robots that you must disable and computer terminals that you have to hack in order to proceed, for walls to drop and for goals to clear. For 447, there are more royal guards, and it seems that they have been given rifles with stun rounds this time, and
Fun.
are clearly trying to keep you from getting to your objective and are kind of relying on your primal soldier instincts. The cube is large enough that it seems to be able to perform all of these tasks simultaneously. So let's go ahead and start with Yarich of all people.
I have
You-
returned.
You
Ah!
utilized your intelligence in the last round's training and know that you're separated from your friends, just as you all were celebrating more walls divvied up between you, and it seems that this entire arena is changing again. You all are being separated, you feel the plates underneath moving you into new positions to reset your current, basically, it is transporting you to where you want to be and then simultaneously reforming the training center into a path that is tailored for you. So as you are traversing, go ahead and make me a engineering check.
I was thinking of doing that very thing. Ooh.
So I imagine as you are trying to make it to this first objective, a simple security drone rounds the corner and spots you, and its eye optics blink red as it simply registered that you are a target in its senses. So you rush up and attempt to get a hold of its leg, maybe to try and dismantle some of its components, and it immediately takes one of its fists and just simply backhands you. And you go flying and hit the wall. It takes you definitely a lot more time, but you are kind of getting a sense that there are higher demands of you in the coming time, so you'll have to just try harder. Since this is a non-combat scenario, I'll say that if you want, you can try to use your memory core to succeed this, otherwise it will just be a fail and you'll be kind of stifled.
Mm. Have me trying to consider if this is the most important one, or if it's going to, or if there's going to be something more challenging up ahead that
I'll
might.
say that we're going to go through individual challenges, and if you do not succeed this one, then it will pass to 447.
With that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and use my memory module.
Yeah, go ahead.
And here's the reroll.
So you kind
Beautiful.
of wipe the ichor away from your face where your carapace is fractured slightly, and basically run up and slide underneath this robot as it tries to bring its fist down into the plate and slightly dents it. You turn around and quickly sabotage its back leg actuator, which causes it to stick, and as it turns over to try and face you, it kind of lurches in an uncomfortable manner, and you have to duck underneath its legs again to twist around as this thing falls directly onto its back, and you swiftly clamber on top of it and start taking it apart piece by piece.
Oh, this will be useful.
Do you pocket it?
I pocket what I presume is the power core.
Okay, so if you are going to go ahead and take this thing's stuff, and you kind of pull apart a bunch of salvage equipment, keep that in mind, write it down somewhere that you're salvaging this drone so we can deduct how many credits worth of stuff that is.
Alright. I'll put in, I'll make a new book, chapter, salvage.
Sure, that sounds good. Just keep in mind. So with that, we pass over to 447. And much in a similar way, this path is tailored to your own nature, and it seems that they have deduced that you are a soldier of some breed. And immediately as you are proceeding out, there is a corridor with plentiful cover and a handful of royal guards that are given stun rifles to essentially hamper you on your way. What skill check do you want to make?
Okay, I think the best option here is probably Profession Soldier. Again.
Fair enough.
Oh my god. I fucking have not rolled above like a fucking...
An 11.
A single digit.
As you proceed through this corridor, immediately you get tagged by like 3 different rounds and kind of have to curl over into the wall. And you kind of
Excellent.
reach out and try to utilize your proper cover advantage and start laying down some fire. And again, 2 more of these rounds hit you in the upper shoulder and you kind of recoil in pain. And you two start to understand that if those were, for instance, active rounds, those would be genuine wounds.
No shit, I've been shot before plenty of times.
You would definitely be bleeding, you would be
Yes,
suffering.
yes.
There is a definite hardship to the path
As
that you take.
as has happened before, even even outside of my military service Concordia, I have taken a beating since I've woken up out of that cryo tube.
So let's break away from your training just a little bit. As you are in this situation, you feel the pain that is kind of overcoming your injuries. I will allow you to try and make a constitution check.
A constitution check or a fortitude save?
Constitution, I'll say.
Okay, we'll try it. Wow.
9.
I'm just doing like shit today, man.
You can feel your biology, just kind of the pain is overtaking some of these implements and making them more worn down, making it harder to aim and focus. And you try to bring your mind to some kind of consensus, some point where you can draw upon and utilize that to further your own skills. It's just not coming to you. Something about the way that these individuals have you pinned down. You are a soldier, yes, but this is definitely disrupting your means of accomplishing your mission.
Without a doubt.
And with that, I'll say that we go over to Lane. So, Jaira, you wander through this maze for a little bit. Just kind of walking, going from place to place. Not really certain where your challenge is supposed to be. At which point, you seem to stumble directly upon it. There is a wall. It is made of like shimmering plates that seem to have risen up in this combination of both magic and technology. There are force fields that are made of magical barriers that are keeping actual like technical components suspended in this blatant wall. And you get a sense that this is a wall that you have to overcome.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to make a knowledge. Let's see. I'm going to do a knowledge mysticism.
Go right ahead.
God damn it.
13. As you take a look at it and trying to understand or ascertain its origin, something that gives you an idea of how you can begin, you're not drawing upon anything. This is genuinely stumping you. Whereas typically you have some slight idea about how to overcome an obstacle based on your family's history and repository of knowledge and your own skills, you come to realize that you're not going to understand everything. You're definitely not going to have the genuine experience that it will take to comprehend some of the most advanced and ancient technology that this sector has to offer. And I will allow you to try and make, let's say, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Roger that. Ooh, that's better.
And you start to realize that whilst you may not be able to instantly comprehend whatever makes up at the base nature, there will always be ways to figure out more about what you are trying to learn. So you simply, with one hand, bring up a holographic interface. It springs to life in front of you, and you immediately realize that this has some kind of Magitech computer. So you start interfacing with its inner capabilities, start testing and probing. This has a mind, you start to realize. There is something in this facility that is controlling all of this technology. And this mind is what you're essentially communicating with. You're trying to get a genuine understanding of. And as you are fighting it, eventually, through some sheer combination and using your own mind as a weapon, bring this barrier down as pieces start to falter and plates fall, and you proceed forward. So, as Jaira and Yarich both move towards their goal, we come back to 447, who is simply struggling, trying to weather the tide.
Oh, and if you do want to get back to me, that's fine. But Devin's also back.
Devin's back?
Yeah, sorry
Hello,
about that.
hello Schmevin. Alright, so let's break away from this stuff for a little bit. Back in the labyrinth section, you essentially were being hunted down by royal guards in the midst of this labyrinth, trying to test your adaptability. So, as you break away from the group and find yourself in a maze, kind of by yourself, by your lonesome, what check do you want to make?
Let me see here. Let's make just a bog standard perception check. As Carthan, with like it being a maze, he's gonna take the left hand rule and start start working his way
scooting it
through.
out.
Yep.
Perception, sure. I imagine as you are basically navigating through this maze, eventually, you stumble upon the antagonist of this scenario, one of the Draconis royal guards, clad in his ornamental, front-facing armor. You both start to engage, and as you come to a clash, you two realize that again, he's armored on the front, and what is on his back is a simple padding, aside from the helmet to prevent people from murdering these things. But utilizing that advantage, what you were able to glean from the situation with your perception, you get a sense that in times of great desperation, there will always be something in your environment that might be able to help you. Some method of utilizing your surroundings to your advantage. And as you sweep this individual off of your feet and simply plant your Konobo on his back, he gives you a respectful nod. There is a beep, and you all depart from the situation. The walls retract, and you saw your friends for a moment. Everybody was able to kind of congratulate each other. A couple of the mercenary groups made it through, and they were kind of yelling and hollering. At which point, you were all separated once again. And as we come into this more linear pathway that is meant to test your more unique abilities, I will say, as you are traversing, you start to notice something strange going on. As you continue forward, you see what appears to be a shimmering distortion in the air. Simply walking down this pathway, you have to take a moment because your innate perception kind of catches that, and it throws you off just a little bit. What skill check do you want to make to try and get a bead on your situation and overcome whatever this obstacle is?
Okay. I mean, nothing to my immediate recollection would be shimmering if it were physical. Carthan is going to narrow his eyes and lean against his mysticism to try and determine what the shimmering is.
Alright, give me a check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. So, you're surprised. And maybe you shouldn't be, given the nature of the Vildraven that you're currently, engaged with. But it seems like they have brought a Fae into this arena. The exact type is essentially known as a, they're typically known as a Hesper or a Hulsa. And their exact nature is that they like to play pranks on people. However, this one appears to be taking its nature much more seriously, and it is creating a guise of an illusion to keep you preoccupied. And you get a sense that if you were to wander directly into this thing's hands, it would play tricks with your mind and keep you distracted for days. However, you know that you do not have that amount of time. So relying on your previous knowledge, your understanding of your opponent, you manage to kind of outwit, pass by the shimmering in a very exact manner. Do you want to engage this thing in conversation?
Mm,
It wouldn't be harmful. you know.
yeah. No, Carthan, like on his way into the next area, is just gonna turn back. Another time, friend.
At which point the shimmering seems to kind of disperse into different fractals, and you hear it's almost confusing in different voices in different directions going, "Oh, you're a clever one. Oh, you'll be useful." At which point you continue onward. So, as we come to 447, you are still pinned down,
That I
trying to
am.
overcome your own inner weakness. What do you want to do to try and do that?
To overcome my inner weakness?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know what skill check you would roll to overcome your inner weakness. I mean, I would guess a fucking will save, right?
Sure, why not?
Granted, that's probably not going to turn out very well, because that's +4, and I've been rolling like shit.
Oh, I saw your message in TTRPGs. There's no need to apologize, Devin. I get it. Life takes precedence.
But, so can I just... Could I perhaps just try to roll Profession Soldier and just fucking try again, or...
I'll say that, in this exact scenario, if you want to kind of overcome your own failing biology, I would say a fortitude save, Profession Soldier, a willpower test.
Okay, if it's about overcoming my fucking failing biology, I'd definitely like to roll a fortitude save.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Whew! That's better.
26. So, as you are kind of bubbling up in your mind, letting all of these thoughts of pain and of your past just kind of fade for a moment, there is this resurgence of energy, and you feel the stunning effect, this essentially strangulation of your nervous system fade. And you cross out from behind the pillar and start walking. And the rest of these guards, you can hear them chattering and communicating on their radios, start to combine their fire. Rounds are hitting you everywhere now. And you keep marching. You feel more and more tingling register across your system, but it's no longer pain. It's an anger. And you take up your rifle. 2 shots land on the ornamental plate in the guard in front of you, and he simply falls over, giving it a clear indication.
I'd like to imagine I'm walking slowly with my rifle fucking at rest towards these guards, and the rounds are basically kind of fucking sizzling with their EMP effect against my armor.
Oh yeah.
And just for a moment, I'm just walking and taking in the gunfire, similarly to how I did back when we were fighting outside of the fucking Baldor Vault.
Absolutely.
But this time, as I'm walking, eventually I have enough of it, and I bring my rifle forward, not shouldering it, but firing it from the hip. And with one hand, I rack back the charging handle, and just fucking aim from the hip, spraying lead fucking at each of these royal guards.
Yeah, rounds are impacting all over you. There is the sluggish roar of your assault rifle just churning out rounds across the range. It is a spray of fire in which you are directing each and every individual bullet, and you see guards essentially falling, getting hit behind their cover, falling to their backs. The last one, I imagine that instinct is overcoming you, and you almost forget that you're in a training simulation as you just start riddling him with fire in that similar, like, cowboy movie style where he's swinging his arms back and forth, getting hit I fire all over, and eventually the ammunition runs dry, and he simply falls directly onto his face.
I hear that my rifle is just clicking repeatedly empty, and I suddenly remember where I am and just slowly let my finger off of the trigger.
So, as you proceed to your next objective, you leave behind a empty magazine. Magazine? Magazine.
Yes, I'm just basically gonna, once again, walk slowly away and drop the empty mag on the floor as I proceed to the next challenge.
And as you all make it towards what appears to be some kind of goal, you cross out of your own individual paths and seem to enter a sort of main entity. Whereas previously, you were all taking individual paths. You all emerge out of these tunnels, each and every one of you, including the mercenaries that are all being guided towards this central location. And you find, simply waiting there, is again the Vild Raven.
You know, Levi, I should ask, did I take any stamina damage from that whole ordeal?
Since this is essentially a training round,
Mm-hmm.
I will say that we are essentially doing this in a non-combat scenario, and
Okay.
thus stamina isn't necessary.
Alright, was just curious.
So, as you all confront the same being that sent you all flying from before, there is this eerie silence that kind of passes over everything as you all come to confront the Vild Raven for a second time today. One of the individuals that is just kind of on one side of the room gives out a scream, levels out a... You all are surprised to see a missile launcher.
Oh!
As he simply lets one fly off, and it seems to wind and twirl through the air, as the Vild Raven simply extends a hand and a magical barrier forms in front of this being. There is a explosion, shredding of shrapnel in air, and as it clears, the Vild Raven is simply unharmed. It starts to levitate off of the ground, and you all feel the wind begin to start curling around you.
I have a devious idea.
Oh,
I have
God.
no idea if this would work. But my idea is to put this Veil Raven off guard with something so ridiculous.
Oh no. What is your definition of ridiculous?
I'm going to reach into one of my pouches and pull out a bag of Fiesta Pale.
Oh no.
Oh my fucking god.
We about to food fight the Vild Raven?
I'm going to throw her to see what kind of reaction it gets.
Okay. I will say go ahead and make a athletics check. An 11. You take out the bucket of Fiesta Pale and start, like, slinging it around and throw it up into the air, and almost interpreting it as a projectile, the Vild Raven redirects the same barrier, and the Fiesta Pale hits the ward and starts spraying out, like, corn pieces and powderized tortilla all over the place, which smears on the barrier. And you see the fully, like, knight-armored helmet tilts to the side as it regards your attempt to attack it. It is definitely weirded out.
I didn't realize we
I'm
had
hoping
any of
someone
that
else
shit.
will use this as a distraction.
Who else wishes to make their move?
Jesus Christ. I mean, shit. She's sufficiently distracted by the Fiesta Pail, yeah? She's not paying attention to me?
Definitely giving all of you a genuine regard. She is aware of all of you, but you can go ahead and give me some kind of idea.
You know what?
do you want to do?
I'm just gonna say out loud with my fucking rifle ready. And this is the part where we throw down.
At which point, kind of brushing off the liquid Mexican food, which is just kind of sliding down the glimmering magical barrier. The first attempt was to test your individual skill. Now I would like to see how you all work as a team together.
Alright, Deathless. Let's do this.
Right.
So the Mexican food simply like slops onto the floor. How do we want to start this? Who wants to take up the reins and add in their 2 cents to try and overtake
How
the
about we
building?
do an informal initiative roll to figure out who's gonna do the opening?
Sure, why not? Sounds cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's roll that flat initiative.
Can't do worse than me.
Don't fucking put that out there.
Nice.
Oh, at least I fucking got a. Hey, you didn't look. You did better. You did better.
Norwich did well. Alrighty, so as all of the mercenaries start combining their fire, spraying out automatic rifles, dual-wielded pistols, again, that guy who is, like, deranged with a missile launcher.
Missile launcher.
The Veldraven extends out another palm, and you see another magical energy barrier fling into existence, and she is simply monitoring and watching all of you. Yarich, your attempt to Fiesta Pale the Veldraven has failed. What else do you wish to do?
Okay. So, I'm going to start by trying to use my computer to identify what this thing's doing, this magic is.
Oh, okay, you're trying to get a sense of the magical aura.
Yes.
Alright, go ahead. So you bring out your computer, start tapping on it, and you start to see the winding etheric energy that condenses into a form of a plate. And you get a sense that this is a magical barrier that prevents physical attacks as well as energy attacks. As for any ways to kind of bypass it, you've very clearly identified that it requires the Veldraven's direct focus in order to orient and kind of change where this barrier is facing.
So
that
I'll
way they can
do
idea.
something by trying to distract it with Fiesta Pale.
You're on the right course, yeah.
So I'm not going to be able to use that twice in a row because she's seen it once.
More Fiesta Pale.
So with that in mind,
Everybody together, combined arms, we can overwhelm her with Mexican
With our
cuisine.
pails you combined.
ooh. I'm going to lean to others. If we can distract her enough, maybe we can, well, that field needs direct concentration. I say we cause an explosion off in the corner where she's not focusing.
You got any explosives?
One of us had grenades, did we not?
I'm gonna kind of look towards, yeah, I have 1 grenade on my grenade belt.
Alright.
I'm gonna use it for...
So,
These things ain't much good, and I can't imagine anything else I'd use it for at this point.
Well, all we need is for her to be distracted long enough for someone to get shot off.
Right.
Alright,
I'll
you reach, we
pay
do it your
attention.
way.
Alright. So, with that, we have gotten an idea, and we'll wait for her.
Okay, was there anything in particular you would like to do, Plain?
is everybody wanting to wait for the grenade to go off, or do you have other stuff you want to try?
I mean, we all did an initiative to try to each get our fucking ideas in here,
Yeah,
so I mean...
So, Lane, do you have anything you want to do?
I'm gonna wait for the grenade to go off.
Alrighty, in that case, Devin, do you have anything you want to do?
After the grenade is thrown, Carthan wants to begin approaching because he's not good. He's no good at range.
Yeah, that sounds good.
He wants to close the gap.
So, I'm basically just gonna kind of squat down next to your reach. Any bright ideas where I should chuck this thing?
if you can get high enough into that corner, she might focus her attention over there instead.
You know, I don't want to like push, but a bright idea comes to mind.
Okay.
If you want, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Either of us or just him?
Either of you, honestly.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and have Karth do it as well.
An intelligence check? Sure.
Yeah.
I have a flat
Fuck it.
intelligence.
Fair
Fuck it, I'll
enough.
make one too.
447 and Jaira, you come to the realization that these barriers are, they're not, like, massive. They're like plates that she has to orient, and you get a sense that they are physical items. You also saw that they were redirected in order to intercept a direct missile blast, which means that this person has a definite understanding of explosives. Which means that if you were to throw a grenade underneath the Vildraven, they would redirect their plates in such a way that it might create a staircase for Carthan.
Jaira just kind of looks at
So
447.
I look at Jaira and she looks at me, and I'm just gonna say, roll it.
She nods.
I'm gonna pull the pin and roll it underneath the Vildraven.
So, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Alright.
Come on.
Yeah, grenades aren't bad. You don't have to get a high DC for those, so.
They do not, since the ground is actually a pretty low DC to hit.
I hope
you-
so!
At which point, the Vildraven, innately understanding the threat of an explosive device, an improvised explosive device, a small nuclear device, reorients the shields down in such a way that they appear to kind of be below her. And I will say at that point, Devin, your prepared action goes through, and you start running forward. Give me an athletics check.
Athletics, I can do that.
23. The first plate is definitely within jumping range. You leap upwards and impact it directly on the barrier, and as soon as you do, the Vildraven catches this and goes to reorient the barriers in a way to make you slide off. Give me another athletics check.
I'll do it.
Whoa, nice!
You leap from the first one directly onto the second one, and as the second one is beginning to go vertical, you grab a hold of the edge with one hand and you have the Kanobo in the other.
Is she close enough that I can fucking baseball her head?
I'll say that as a part of your second action, your second athletics check, I'll allow you to make that leap up towards the Vildraven.
Yes.
So as you fly upwards, you can make an attack with a +2 bonus, just for the uniqueness of this strike.
Absolutely. An attack with a +2? God, please. Jesus!
As the wind whips through your hair, you jump away from this place, and there is sort of like a swirling cyclone that is surrounding the Vildraven. You break directly through this wind cyclone as she tries to conjure another barrier in front of her to try and intercept you, but you shatter through it like a pane of glass and bring the Kanobo directly down on the center of this knightly figure. Roll me damage.
Yes. God.
9 points. There is a definite as the wind whips off of the helmet, and there is a blow that kind of... You know that numbing feeling you get whenever you bang your head against something? Like
Yeah.
there's a soft pain on the inside of your skull?
Ooh.
The Vildraven shakes her head and simply hits you with a blow of energy that sends you flying way off until you hit the ground a little bit afterwards. You want to try and do a cool landing or
Hell yes. What do you want me to roll?
reflex?
Reflex save. Gotcha. Yeah!
An 8. You try to go into a like 3-point Superman landing and immediately fling onto your back and start rolling and kind of like hit the ground and tumble a little bit until
That's
you come to
fine.
a stop.
So
That was worth it.
So me still kneeling after having rolled the grenade, I'm just gonna kind of shake my head. Smooth moves, Karth.
At which point, as the wind begins to settle down, You hear the words almost deafening. Enough! I've had enough! At which point the winds begin to get more intense. And the Vildraven pulls off the helmet and throws it to the side, and you see it dissipate into etheric energy as she simply hits the ground. There is a thunder as the supernatural being comes to address us all. The rest of you were simply uncoordinated. You had no overall goal in your actions. There was no plan, there was simply brute muscle and skill. But you, and she simply directs her hand and her finger towards you, the Deathless. These are the individuals I will train. The rest of you will be escorted out of this place, for you are no longer worthy. And as the battlefield begins to settle back down, and all of the mercenaries are so confused, you see the royal guards basically fashioning around them and taking them away.
I brought a missile launcher. I thought I'd win.
Yeah, that guy says exactly that.
Missile launcher versus man with stick.
That guy just brought a fucking stick. Man, fuck this, man. This
Yeah,
is
you've got
bullshit.
the perfect voice for that guy. So as they are escorted out of the facility, and the Vildraven approaches, and again kind of casts that same glamour effect, as the armor once again resolves into a definite dress, the same one as before. Like I had said before, you all are worthy of further training. So, make your intentions known. What do you want to advance in? What do you want to perfect?
Well, I for one can say I'm not nearly as strong as I used to be. If I had the opportunity in addition to that, I'd probably also requisition some power armor.
Your cadence and form is familiar.
What makes you say that?
You remind me of something. Someone.
Oh shit, I might need to refresh the fucking Foundry because music just stopped playing. Okay, there it goes. I just kind of is she taller than me or
You get a sense that this person's form might not be entirely, for real. But for this intents and purpose, yes, it's a bit taller than you, and almost like a godly manner.
Oh, okay, in that case I'm kind of fucking staring up at her waiting for her to elaborate.
There are those two golden orbs that seem to be regarding every detail of yourself in this alien fashion. No, I'm quite certain of it now. Your exact build, your cadence, your training. Did you hail from Concordia?
What gave it away?
At which point, she is simply going to kind of, lower her head. I realize there are no words to describe the tragedy of your homeworld's loss. But for the record, I am sorry.
Let's get on with this.
Kind of swallows her pride just a little bit. You mentioned power armor.
That I did.
That can be arranged. At which point, she's going to look towards the rest of the party. Any of you, your specializations, would you just like to deepen them, or is there something new you would wish to be trained in?
I've been trying to find out how to make things to help us. I've been starting with building drones for my friends. Well, Essinger drones so far. But I could use more. I'm not sure if I. You're just going to sit down and just kind of think for a moment.
Very well. I have a general idea which fields you all wish to study in. So please, come with me. This is not simply an arena. So, I imagine that you all proceed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alright. So, following this individual, you continue onwards. And, over the course of the next day and a half, you will undergo this sort of advanced training. There is definitely a lot of complications, especially whenever it comes to a figure as archaic as this one. But you are given the necessary resources and knowledge in order to fundamentally further your own study, your own specializations. So I would like everybody that is present in this current situation to go ahead and level up.
Yes, I knew it.
Yes. Yes.
I'm so glad.
Yes!
Release me!
Release me!
I think level 5 was a mistake, Levi.
You
Oh
think?
no.
I'm double checking. I think level 5 or level 6 is the level at which Carthan becomes unstoppable.
Oh no.
Indestructible.
That went so fucking well. Holy shit.
All right.
thanks for all of the luck, guys.
So
Thanks for not rolling out of single
a
digits for the
plus 2
first
to
half of this.
intelligence.
So how do we level up? How does that work?
So in your sheet,
Mm-hmm.
you will go to your features and your class. You will up your class level to
Oh.
4.
I see.
And then for any choices you have to make, reference
And
here, let me grab the link for the Starfinder wiki for you. So that way you can
there's
see
one thing I
what
will
works.
note that I actually would like some knowledge about these weird things as I think about like mystical things, because I have never been mystical, but I need to know more in order to fight against these things.
So, if you want to study into mysticism, just to give you a general idea of how this stuff works, I will say, how are you class trained in mysticism? Is that an engineer thing? No, it doesn't look like it. Do you have a trick that gives you, Huh. Very strange. You have a feat, maybe, that gives you class training in that? What did you choose with skill synergy?
Guilt.
Oh,
Because you've taken skill synergy.
I see that.
okay.
Let me look at something. Main details. Athletics, computers, engineering, medicine, perception, physical science, piloting, profession. Okay, so for your skill synergy, you took stealth and mysticism, which means that if you want to on level 5, you can put a point into mysticism and you'll get a class train bonus to actually bring it up to a pretty decent level. Cool.
Plus 6. That's
Isn't that neat?
I'm going.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I remember wanting the stealth before, because
I recall. That'll give you some kind of idea as to some of the supernatural stuff that goes on. Yarich is actively learning about the supernatural.
I was hoping to learn from Carthan to some degree, because he's our
Oh yeah,
local.
I'm sure you guys can further your stuff with that.
Local
True,
space witch.
You were essentially cross-training with all of the members of the party.
Yeah.
You got medicine from Tim Tom, and you're getting mysticism from Carthan.
Let's see. Okay, cool. So I just need to update my skill ranks. That's it.
Neat. You have
I
any
was
things that you've taken?
uh for the for 5th level. I actually have nothing special.
Oh, cool.
It's just my really the only things that change for me are gonna be my base attack bonus.
I know
That's
447 is gonna be in an interesting
Oh yes,
situation.
I am going to have the strength. I'm going to meet the strength requirement for powered armor this level too. So,
It
I
is
don't
time.
I don't think powered armor has a strength requirement.
according to the power armor proficiency feat I was reading, it does.
Does it really?
It requires strength 13 if I interpreted that correctly.
Oh, you've completely just reminded me about something. So, in the nature of Starfinder, there is a rule for advancing your main attributes.
Is there?
So, the way that works, let's see.
Because I was under the impression we just pick fucking the appropriate amount of attributes you want to advance and then advance them.
Yes, no, that's what I'm getting to.
Ah.
It's just that I don't think everybody's realized that.
Ah, okay. Well, I know the rules, so I mean,
So,
I'm gonna give
at
everybody else a refresher.
At 5th level, you get to increase and customize your ability scores. Whenever you reach this threshold, choose 4 of your ability scores to increase. If that score is 17 or higher, it increases permanently by 1. And if it is 16 or lower, it increases permanently by 2. So choose 4 of your ability scores to advance.
Let's see. Levi.
Yes.
There we go. I'm looking
While
better
I do
now.
not have it as a class skill in this period of time,
Hmm?
would I be able to put a rank into culture?
So class training, all it does is it makes it to where you get like a certain bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So like you get a +3 bonus if you want it. That being said, is this not a level in which you get a feat?
No.
Let me quickly check the rules.
Let's
You
see.
know the rules, and so do I.
Let me double check.
At 5th level, you gain your 3rd feat.
Oh, true.
Your 3rd feat and your first ability score increase.
So everybody picks feat 2.
Lane, how are you handling all of this?
I thought I knew what feat I was gonna get this level, but
I'm gonna focus on the magic first and then go through the other stuff.
I'm just trying to get an idea if, like, you understand what's going on, because I can help you through it.
I am probably gonna need help, but I don't want to derail the session. So
No, you're fine.
we're
This
leveling up
is-
now. That's the
Keep in
session.
mind, this is the session. You can go ahead and work on your character sheet, and that'll be perfectly in. This is the session's
that's
time right
something
now.
that happens in RPGs. You level up and you fucking, do, I mean, that's it.
Wouldn't want to waste your off time.
Yeah.
fair enough.
I thought I had a feat I wanted picked out for this level, but I can't remember what it was. So that's shitty, but whatever.
Ooh, I get another 1st level spell now.
Neat. I will say, Carthan, now that I'm thinking about it, if you wanted to, like, dive into some new skills, you could take skill synergy.
Let's see here. Yeah, that is true.
And just for this instance, if you wanted to take culture, You could just say, take culture and then choose one that you already have class training in, and you'll get a +2 insight bonus to those skills instead.
Okay. Shit, I may well,
Or if you wanted to, become class trained in 2 different skills.
yeah. I think culture is really the only one that, like, I've hurt for.
Fair. It happens
Um,
often.
because, like, my rank, my skill spread is pretty nice.
You know what you could do?
Hmm.
Culture athletics. +2 bonus to athletics, class training and culture.
True. I was thinking that or mysticism,
That would be
honestly,
neat.
to kind of pull mysticism up a little closer where I want it to be.
Fair enough.
I think that may well be the play.
Let me
I
get you
put-
a modifier going.
Alright, so.
If that is the one you'll be taking.
Yeah, I'm getting it added to the inventory. It's weird.
Beats.
Want that?
Skill. Synergy. Boom. Oh, I added a second one. Whoops.
Oh no, Levi, go ahead and leave it.
No, I don't wanna.
I have 60 stamina.
Yikes. There's a reason why you could just walk through those guards'
Yeah.
bullets. 447 is turning into a tank.
Funnily enough, my fucking fighting style gave me a feat called Enhanced Tank. So,
Ooh, I get more skill ranks.
And this was the it was a +2, you said.
Yes. +2 if you're already trained, and proficiency in one that you are not. I'll go ahead and just click Culture's class skill bubble and make it, class skill worthy.
Yeah.
That should give you some more opportunities to kind of, bounce into knowing about general things.
I really just need to pick a feat and then I'll be done.
+2. Okay, now let me. Yeah, okay, so that's +6. Yeah, there we go. Now, I'll go ahead and put another into athletics, yeah. And then on those rules, do we just add it to our base, Levi, for the skill or for the ability score increase?
For which ones? Yeah, add it onto the base. So you gotta
Okay.
choose four different things. If they are 16 or lower, they increase by 2. If they are 17 or higher, they increase by 1.
That's okay. I'm going up to 18 strength, and you said we do this for 4?
Yes, for 4 individual ability scores.
Okay.
If you add it to your intelligence, you'll get an additional
Yeah.
skill rank per level.
It's +2 below 18.
Ain't that cool?
+1 above 18, I think.
Wait, what? No.
17. Yeah.
17. 16 or below, it's +2. 17 or above, it's +1.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Can we apply to the same ability score?
No.
Okay.
Gotta choose
Probably.
4 ability scores. Oh, man.
Oh. Oh, that's delightful.
Ain't You got more skill ranks to apply now, by the way.
Yes, I do. I'm also at 18th strength and charisma
Nice.
because I'm a fucking creature.
You are strong and you are charming.
I'm a charming space witch. I'm so happy with how that exercise
I
went.
could just fucking get versatile focus and get another +1 to my all attack rolls with all weapon types I'm proficient with.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Just a flat +1
The
to attack,
benefits of
basically.
weapon focus apply to all weapons with which you are proficient.
I think I'm getting that.
That's cool.
That's just a flat +1 to all my attacks.
That's really cool. Look at you, Mr. Soldier, with your 5 feats.
The feats belong to me. Nowhere to run, nowhere to
Nowhere
hide.
to hide.
I'm gonna start doing the Viper voice for 447.
Of course.
There's versatile focus, versatile fighting, and versatile specialization. I wonder what those all do differently. You only get full value. Weapon types your character doesn't normally use. No, not. Oh, that might have been good for fucking Sam if you were still involved, but so much for that.
Sad.
You can spend one resolve point to use the adaptive fighting feat after you have already used it the same. Well, that doesn't really apply to me. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and take versatile focus.
Alright, I now have a +17 to computers.
Jesus Christ.
At least I...
Lord.
Hold on. I'm curious. I'm gonna roll this first. And then versatile focus.
Oh, I'm
It is there.
I'm slightly surprised that you didn't put your ability score improvement into intelligence.
Me?
I did.
No, I'm talking about 447.
I put it into wisdom because it helps with my
Oh,
profession.
willpower. Willpower, profession, soldier, and perception.
And piloting. Oh no, piloting's dex, my mistake. But yeah,
Oh,
I already have good dex anyway. Dex is my second best stat.
Neat.
But yeah, wisdom helps with profession, soldier, and willpower, and a few other things. So I thought it was probably the best option.
That is definitely an option.
Let's see here. Something's not right.
What's wrong?
The modifier that I set for my skill synergy is not
remove versatile
Where did
focus.
you set it?
I
Oh
put it
god,
in the
I just
modifiers on
realized
synergy.
that biohack is still applied. Your speed should not be 50 feet.
That-
And then let me add versatile
Let me check
focus.
everybody's profile just to make sure that they don't still have that biohack. They do. Sorry, Brian, your AC is going down by 1.
Oh well.
Oh well,
It was nice
that-
while it lasted, I guess.
that's okay.
The rock
I-
consumes.
I will have 50 speed as my base one day, Levi. You can't stop me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty reliant on.
Sorry, Tyler, you're -1 to your AC. Biohack wore off.
You're -1 wore off. I'm sorry.
No, sorry, I mean your +1 wore off. You now get -1 to your AC.
Yeah. So in my skill synergy, I added the mysticism +2 base modifier.
Let's see here.
I might not take versatile focus.
Skill, synergy, modifiers, particular skill, mysticism. So, let's see here real quick. If I just turn that bonus off, your mysticism is +7. If I turn that modifier on, it's +9.
Okay, cool. I thank you for double checking and making sure. God, yes.
There's a feat called Bear Hug.
No.
I think Tim Tom.
447 solo walks towards you and then bear hugs you.
I think fucking Tim
Tim
Tom
Tom should
that.
have it.
Yeah.
Is it restricted to uplifted bears or something?
No, it's a part of a fucking grapple feat chain.
I see.
Save. Okay, is this how? Let me double check.
Let's see what my attack looks like.
+4, +5.
I get it's
Yeah, Jesus. Okay.
Alrighty. Once we are done with this, we will move on to the secondary phase, which goes from leveling up to equipment. But
Okay.
we need to get done with this first.
Yeah, I need to figure out what feat I want. I thought
Sounds good.
Thought I was gonna go with versatile, but I don't think
do I get beat this level?
everyone
Yes.
does.
5th level, everybody gets a feat.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
You can use your custom rig to attempt computer checks at a range of 20 feet.
Nice.
So I can start.
Wireless hacking.
So while I'm doing this, I imagine while I'm doing all the studying, meantime I'm making some sort of like a futuristic version of a soup can enhancer for my custom rig.
Oh yeah.
Nice. And how many days did you say we were spending down here, Levi?
So this would be a total of a half of a week, so I'd say the better part of 3.5 days.
Gotcha.
Keep in mind, time is of the essence whenever it comes to this, and you all are being sat down, you're being explained to exactly what training you're going to receive. We're going to kind of break down what exactly you're going through. And over the course of these 3 days, you'll get equipped and better prepared for the events to come. There's a reason you're getting beefed up.
Yeah, I was just double checking so that I could replenish my health.
Yes. You all should be in a position where all of your health is getting restored, and you're all...
Yeah, at the end of this, we should be at maximum.
Monsieur Lane, did you pick 4 ability scores to enhance?
Hey, here's a sorry, go on.
So far, I've done my skill stuff thus far. As far as ability scores, I have not done that yet.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that then. You got 4 ability scores to pick.
Oh yes, I get another resolve too.
One thing I've
So
been
did I.
forgetting to use is the micro goggles I got from that.
I'm gonna
one
send you a
ship.
feat you might like, Devin, if you don't already have it.
Yeah, shit.
Those abilities being strength, dexterity, constitution,
Yeah.
so on and so
You
forth.
pick 4 of them, and you're going to advance them.
Oh,
By
Jesus.
how much?
1 if it's above 7, or it's 17 or above. 2 if it's 16 or below.
Let me.
Nice.
There's a ranged weapon equivalent that I
Okay,
think
and
I'm
I
gonna
picked
get,
4,
so I
okay.
have it as an option.
That is valid. Whenever my next feat comes up, I should be eligible for it.
1 to intelligence.
Alright, so you
Since
go
it's
to 18.
17.
I'll go ahead and push it up to 15, so it's 18 now. What's
Yeah.
Let's do wisdom and dexterity, and then
Alright.
strength.
Wisdom up to 12. Dexterity 18. Strength 12.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I will be eligible for that next level, Brian.
You
Cool.
are extremely dexterous and extremely intelligent, Lane.
Hell yeah. Now I just need to boost my other scores next time.
Also, keep in mind an intelligence bonus. If it is at an even modifier, it increases it to +4. And intelligence affects your skill ranks.
Hell yeah.
Oh yes, my kinetic AC went up
I've
too.
got a plus fucking 13 to mysticism.
Isn't that wonderful?
Hey, you've got better than Karth actually.
Better than everybody. It's your prominent mysticism person.
Versus like the monk.
Versus the
Somehow.
individual who's... I imagine it's a difference between somebody who's studied it and somebody who's lived it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
because
Carthen lives it.
that was actually that was what I was probably gonna have her talk to the Vildraven about. Was I don't have the wisdom of experience. I just have book knowledge.
So true.
So true.
VV.
You are well studied.
You're well studied, and Carthan is well traveled.
That's actually a good combination. They kind of balance each other.
I just really, in general, like the amount of synergy that all of our characters have.
I do too. It's pretty good. I like the fucking moment that fucking 447 and Jaira had the same idea.
Roll it.
Roll it.
I like
Roll
that
it.
447 is just turning into a brick.
He's a brick.
Intelligence
House.
sub brick.
You know what you're going to be able to do in the future?
You know, for a brick, he flew pretty good.
I can't wait.
You know what you're going to be able to do in the future, right, Brian?
What?
You're going to probably have something that reduces your reloads to like free or swift actions technically, and then you're going to be able to 5-foot step forward and just like automatic fire each turn while slow walking.
That'd be badass, dude. Holy. I wonder
mean,
if I can
that's-
get a feat now that turns reloading into a swift action.
You should check.
That
That's
would be a
basically
good
what-
check.
That's basically what operators do in real life because they're so fucking fast. If you're good, you can do a sub 2-second reload without issue.
God.
And that's something 447 I think would be a prime candidate for.
Let's see, what does it take to reload a two-handed weapon as a swift action?
Oh, yes. Yes, I start to get scary. I start to get scary real soon.
I got the Morse code set up by way on the server. I just need to find a good way to make it
God.
go off.
I
do not
saw a feat that let me get a +2 to ranged attacks, but I had to like take a -4 penalty to both of my AC scores. I'm trying to remember what the fuck that feat was called.
So, this isn't what you're looking for, but apparently there are weapon special properties that is just called quick reload.
Mm.
And that's for particular weapons that you may not be wanting
Right.
to use.
Can I get? Is there a link pinned to the actual website for this?
You know what?
Oh yeah, I don't know where I could post it here, but it's on TTRPGs. If you look at the main message where it says Anko Sorai and the Carthan Opal and so on, there's an Aeon SRD link.
That's what I was looking for.
Feel free to look through that and explore. Gives me as a DM time to breathe.
What is my base attack bonus? Wouldn't that just be a 5 right now? Yeah, okay.
He's a brick house.
He's the brick house.
60 stamina, 40 health, basically. 39 health, technically. You're almost at 100 total, like, damage that you can suffer
Yes.
without going down. You remember whenever you first got here and you had, what, like, 12 points of health?
Yes! Times have changed.
We have altered the deal. Pray
Oh.
we do not alter it further.
Dude, at least you aren't Saltegris, who is still at level 2.
It's fine. It's fine.
10 stamina, 16 hit points. Total character wealth, 1,260.
I just realized this. Carthan is fucking, like, chromed out on cash.
Oh yeah.
Those y'all reach at this point.
You got some pocket change, dude.
Like, I know it's difficult for, like, you as the DM to offer me rewards because I don't
I'm a
need
monk.
any new weapons, and I'm an aesthetic monk.
Did you up your con?
My constitution?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just making certain.
Yeah.
Just saying you might need the extra health, considering your nature.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I went ahead and upped my con
Fair.
because it was strength, charisma, con, intelligence. Yeah.
That is a good.
I think I
good
want to
thing.
get deflect projectiles and then the fucking reflect projectiles feed after that. Because it means I can
God.
spend a resolve to attempt to like redirect shots that are taken at me back at the fucking people shooting.
What the hell?
Okay.
No, I just
reinforcement
imagine it as like they're shooting
Magneto.
at me and it's like fucking bouncing off of my armored plates and just fucking going straight back towards them.
Let's see. When you would be hit by a ranged attack from a weapon or a spell that deals energy or kinetic damage, you can spend a resolve as a reaction to make an attack roll with a non-archaic melee weapon that deals the same general category of damage, energy, or kinetic with a +5 bonus. If your attack roll is higher than the attack roll that hit you, you deflect the attack with your weapon and it misses.
My hammer fist counts as non-archaic.
Wow. That means you always technically have a melee weapon on you.
Yes. I think I'm gonna go
Where's-
into that feat chain at some point. That sounds fun.
Where's
Yeah.
the fucking, what
Oh.
is that? Lone Wolf? Wolf something? Wolf Hunter? Jinro.
Jinro, yeah.
Not to mention you eventually get, what's that thing in Armor Storm? Let me read it real quick. Soldier. Come on. Aeon SRD is crashing because we're all using it at once,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's slow for anyone else. Fighting style, armor storm. You get smash through, which I imagine is just this gif.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Steel plate smasher Mark II.
I can't wait to go full fucking heavily armored super soldier.
You know, it's a choice between
Oh.
that feat that you sent me, Brian, and Great Cleave.
Good cleave.
Okay.
Honorary
this-
Finrolder.
No. So Great Cleave is as long as I continue making hits, and they're not the same creature, I can just spend a resolve to continue attacking people.
Lord. So if you're surrounded, you can just hit everybody in a wide circle around you.
Yes.
For a moment, I thought I would be able to get more luck.
More luck?
Spot of luck. Any racial trait that or feat that grant a D20 reroll. When escaping tight odd spots, you defy the odds.
That must be a halfling thing.
Yeah.
Halflings are the luck race.
Yeah.
They're the kind of guys that, like, bend over to pick a coin as a deadly object is swung over their head and, like, decapitates one of their foes.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going fucking crazy. I thought there was a feat that let you fucking take an AC penalty to get more range attack bonus.
I can look through the feats if you want.
I'd appreciate the help finding it.
Still.
Sure. I am happy to help. Feats. Feats. Come on, Aeon SRD, I believe in you.
I
Combat.
don't know if I want to take this because I know I'm going to grow out of it.
As above, so below. I'll say, Tyler, that if you take something while you're small, I'll let you switch out the feat for something, like, whenever you eventually grow.
Alright. There's
Oh,
a
God,
feat
what are you
called
called?
Scary. Your small size allows you to your superior tactical positioning.
Eh.
Prerequisites: racial bonus to dexterity and small size.
Shit, really?
You gain the compression universal creature rule. In addition, you can occupy the same space of an ally or your size or larger without you or the ally
Oh, so you could hide in Temtom's square.
taking it.
Or like on any of our legs, like he's hiding from behind our leg.
Compression is also a cursed rule. A creature
Oh.
can move through an area as size as 1/4 of its space without squeezing, or 1/8 of its space when squeezing.
Oh wow, so we can basically turn your reach into an air vent climber.
You know how rats can, like, squeeze through anything that their heads fit in?
Your reach is gonna be the same thing.
Isn't that nightmarish?
That's
You're just trying
delightful.
to sleep, and Yarich squeezes underneath the door frame.
Oh god. That or like hearing him in the
I
steam
think I'm
pipes.
taking this.
You're a fucking creature.
You
For
just hear
now.
the scratching.
The scratching of the moth in my walls. Oh, that's just your reach.
You could live inside of the starship plating.
Oh god. That is like in that
Oh,
situation,
God.
that's
Dead
not a bad idea.
Space. There's that whole section in the fucking Dead Space remake, which, by the way, excellent. But there are people talking about how, like, I can hear things scurrying around in the gears where, like, people shouldn't be.
Oh,
I think it'd be funny if you could take the true dragon form feat without having any of the prerequisites. Just like, yeah, you can turn into a dragon now.
447's just walking around, and all of a sudden, oh, there's a dragon.
Can you imagine how much that would
Are
weird
you,
out
by
fucking
chance,
Wuhan?
thinking about Deadly Aim, Brian?
I don't think I am. I thought I saw a feat that
I
gave
now have
you a flat
scary-
like bonus to range attacks while you take a
Scary.
+4 penalty to both of your AC scores. I just can't fucking find it anywhere now.
right. I can do this now.
I have scurry.
God, scurry.
This is gonna be fun.
And I already
Be
have deadly aim
nightmarish.
anyway.
You ever want to make, like, a fucking... If you ever want to crawl through something, just remind me that you have scurry.
Yeah, I'm just going to squeeze through this vent now.
Yarich is going to escape the cube and never be seen again.
I could take skill focus.
Let's see here. So I've already got. Yeah, I've already got clear.
Or I could take skill synergy and get 2 new class skills with a +2 insight bonus each of those skills.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the things that's going into the into the old inventory later.
I'll definitely have to swap it out when I grow out, but for now it's gonna be fun. I'll be back again.
Oh, you know what you could do, Brian?
Yeah, what?
You could go down bodyguard in harm's way.
Could.
Jet charge.
Unfortunately, charge attacks are a fucking thing you have to build for.
God. Lord, you know what would be pretty good for you now that I'm thinking about it?
What?
Laugh at danger.
Let me take a look.
You don't necessarily have to laugh, but it's just the idea.
Huh. Grant an ally a +2 morale bonus to AC as a reaction when you take hit point damage.
It is only a once per short rest thing, though.
Ah.
I don't know if that would be something you're interested in. I'll keep looking, though.
Cool. There's masked visage with your face concealed. You can be inscrutable, which I kind of already have that, but okay.
Lord.
Don't know why I need a feat for that.
Inscrutable. clearly you should take powered armored proficiency.
Yeah, you know, the one I already got as a part of my fucking
Yep.
fighting style, yeah.
Reflect projectiles. Lord. Your armor is just a series of, like, ramps and codes.
Vid game aficionado. Hold on. Versatile specialization. Deal extra damage with all weapon types you are proficient in. If I could just get a flat damage bonus to all weapons, that'd be cool.
Wait, what?
Versatile specialization. Deal extra damage with all weapon types you are proficient with.
You already have that.
Do I? Versatile?
Yeah, weapon specialization.
Yeah, but it's separate from fucking... Hold
Yeah,
on.
but the way that it works is it's weapons that you have proficiency in, and weapon specialization says weapons that your class grants you proficiency with.
This feat requires weapon specialization as a prerequisite.
Yeah, but the problem is, think of it this way, okay? Your class grants you proficiency with, you know, a varied amount of weapons. Say you get another proficiency. Say Sam wants to get proficiency with sniper rifles, right?
Oh, it says fucking out of weapon types your class doesn't normally use. Okay, well, never mind then.
That's what that's used for. Solid stance would be cool for you.
Solid stance.
Yeah.
Huh. That could actually come in handy.
Still looking, though.
I will be right back, gentlemen.
You know what would be good for you, Devin?
What?
Stand still. When a foe provokes an attack opportunity by leaving a square you threaten, you can make an attack against them as a reaction with their kinetic armor class +8. If you're successful, the enemy cannot take any further movement for the rest of the turn.
There's also one called Step Up, where if a fucking enemy adjacent to you moves, you can take a 5-foot step as a reaction.
You can't run.
You can't escape the race cars.
Race car. Anyway, feel free to do what you were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stand
Class-wise.
strong, I'll take you on. God.
No one can escape him.
If
I
only
might-
I could make this. Ooh, ooh.
I might edit out the part of the recording where we level up.
You can keep it. I don't see why not. To be frank, after we get equipped, I'm not certain how much longer we're going to be going.
Fair enough. I mean, we haven't even been 2 hours yet, believe it or not.
I know. I don't want to necessarily cut it short, but
Yeah.
I have to say I have been itching for just time to myself.
There we go. I got to go silent. Listen to my stream.
Let's take a peek. You'll have to stream again.
Oh, am I not?
Nope. What the hell, Tyler? Friend, look at this shit.
Hold on. What am I looking at?
Look at the stream.
I am looking. What am I looking at?
Listen.
Pause the recording and unmute his fucking stream.
Did
Turn
you,
it off while we're still working on it.
Did you change the direction that the ship was facing?
Yes.
May I see it from, like, a distance point of view?
1 second. Let me remove this for now because it's gonna get real annoying.
Fair enough.
You know what? I'm just gonna remove that. This is the front. I'm experimenting with a little thing up here.
Oh, Overwatch Mastery, I think, is the fucking... Wait, no, was it?
Nifty.
This is going to be the back with big engines.
It is big and bulky, so I like it.
I modified this a little bit from the Devin's original design, but that's kind of the sense.
Fair enough. It
I've added-
is very neat.
I've
The
added
wooden doors.
those were there from Devin.
Wooden doors. Got the canteen. Are these the rooms?
Yeah.
Those are the
And-
dormitories.
Little barracks, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Stenham Guard are here, matter of fact. There is a crew. Cool.
Rooms like that. Up here is the command area. I modified this so that instead of just leading nowhere, they lead it up to the. Yeah.
I could just take Improved Initiative and get a +4 to initiative checks.
That would be pretty good. Initiative is always helpful.
My initiative right now is 3. I could shoot it up to 7 with that.
Even if you don't want to go first, having the option to delay your turn is always useful.
I'm gonna take Improved Initiative, I think, just because that'll fucking supercharge my initiative bonus.
Very true.
Alright, I think that's the beat I'm taking,
Alright.
which means I'm done leveling up.
My stomach hates me right now.
Sad.
Yep, I'm finished leveling up, so I'm ready to get back to the session when everyone else is.
How is everyone else?
My stuff is finished leveling up.
All that I have left to do is like magic and feats and stuff, but I can wait and do that later.
Okay, Carthen.
I've got all of my
I'll be right back.
my scoring.
I am
How's it
sorry, Tyler. Alright.
So should
Ian,
we
what-
wait on Tyler or what?
That's your choice.
I can't imagine he'll be gone too long.
Alright.
I'll pause the recording for now.
Alright, so the way that this works is once your leveling up phase is over, essentially to break this down for you, all of you are broken through your traditional tactics and given new and inventive ways to explore them. For your abilities score understanding, there. Let me quickly go ahead and break this down. So you all have been exercising your attributes over the course of your career. And it's not necessarily that these few days you like work out and you're tougher or anything. This is essentially the accumulated hardening of yourselves, the fining of your attributes. This is like taking pure potential that's worked itself over the course of your career and fining it to a point. And the practices that you all are doing and the advanced techniques that you all are allowed to peruse and explore, you're able to sharpen the things that you've developed over this long period of time and to finally honing yourselves. And once that's over, you are brought into what can be considered the equipment category of things. So, the Vault is a repository of ancient technology. There is a limit to the things that you can take, but I will say for each of you, for the people who are interested in gaining new equipment, go ahead and go to the equipment page on Aeon SRD,
Alright.
and following the wealth rules, You can give up both credits and equipment and gain new ones from a 5th level limit.
Okay.
So at 5th level, the total wealth that you're supposed to have averages at about 9,000 credits.
Question: do I have to give up equipment, or can I just give up credits?
If you want to give up credits, that's totally your decision, but you can give up a combination of credits and equipment in order to gain newer and better stuff.
I'm already at the 9,000 fucking threshold.
Yeah, I'm at 9,000. Or wait, no, I have 26,000. Or
You all should have a total wealth of about 9,000, so if you want to give up some stuff out of your inventory and gain some kind of new equipment, for instance, 447, with your advanced training, you could theoretically go ahead and give in something like your convergence laser and your armor, and perhaps get a battle harness.
Right.
So is wealth and credits, are those two things separate?
Wealth is your total wealth value from all of the items in your inventory. Credits contributes to wealth, but wealth is not the amount of credits you have to spend.
Okay. I don't want to give up any of my equipment because I basically have my staff, and that's not acceptable because she likes her staff.
Well, if I can fucking armor.
If you want to spend credits to gain new equipment, that is an option, Lane.
Powered armor.
Ooh, hybrid items. Equipment that makes use of both technology and magic.
So basically, I would need to shed 3,450 credits worth of fucking wealth.
Okay. So
The convergence laser, the golem forged plating, and the mobility enhancers would more than cover this.
I don't think I'm gonna fucking give up my mobility enhancers.
It will not apply to power armor.
Oh, oh, that's a part of my fucking... I see now. Alright.
okay,
I thought
so
you were talking about my fucking implants.
No, those are your synaptic accelerators.
Alright, fair enough.
I know they are very similar.
Yeah, I want to do the math for myself, so I'm just gonna go through and make sure. 610 from the Golem Forge plating.
You know what, Levi?
Yes.
I think that at this point, I'm not only am I going to cash in on my
1500.
captain's heirloom, which was
The neck of a child skeleton.
yes, I
Convergence
wrote that
laser.
down.
Lord.
Which is worth 2,100.
That being said, it was the necklace from a child's skeleton, and it was not worth very much.
Yeah, but I'm also going to be selling my graviton pistol.
Okay, so are you giving up the heirloom?
Yes.
Alright, so
5,210.
pistol goes away, heirloom goes away. Okay. Handing both of those into the various quartermasters and mechanics that are basically eyeing you and getting new equipment ready.
Nope.
Yo, instant vehicle inner cycle? What the fuck?
So,
Yo.
let me ask you a question, Levi. So
Go ahead.
my Golem Forge plating is worth 1,610. Does that already account for the mobility enhancer, or do I add the mobility enhancer's value separately?
I do not think Golem Forge plating is worth 100 credits.
Yeah, good point. Okay.
You notice how Golem Forge plating has a capacity?
Yeah.
Oh, that must be armor mods. Never mind. Forgive me. Also, something that you should take immediate note of. Your power armor special shit for your armor storm.
Mm-hmm.
An enhanced tank lets you get a armor mod in a specific slot in your armor for like half price.
Yes. So that's
So you might
3,710. I mean, yeah, with this trade, I should actually get some credits out of this too.
Well, you can dump your credits in. You can
So,
the way that
if
the
I
way that
gave
I'll
up...
do this.
Okay.
The way that I'll do this is that you can pick a mod out of the selection of mods that you have available, and I will cut its price on half in your sheet. That way, it calculates the wealth correctly.
All right. So here's the thing: the Golem Forge plating and the Convergence laser are worth 3,710.
All right.
The battle harness is worth 3,450. So I'm giving up more than I'm getting technically.
If you do that, you'll get credits out of it. If that's
I
all
just
you
wanted to
wanna
make
do.
sure. Okay.
If you want to give up your mobility enhancers too, that'll also be wealth back to you.
See, but I thought the mobility enhancers was what made the fucking Golem Forge so expensive.
Yeah, no, it's an additional
Yeah.
1,500.
Well, I'm giving up the mobility enhancers with the fucking plating.
Okay, just making certain.
So I'm gonna
'cause
go
that's-
ahead and.
It's gonna be a total of
So should I
'cause
just
keep in
delete
mind-
those from my inventory, or is there more fucking?
Yeah, we can delete
Yeah.
them if you want.
I'll go ahead and just delete my armor and my convergence laser from my inventory.
You'll notice that your wealth automatically updates.
Yes. All right, and then I will go ahead and add the battle harness. Should be
Done.
shit. Cool. Equip. Damn. Nice.
So just to give you a brief overview, power armor does have a capacity, and it does drain hour by hour.
Didn't realize that'd be a problem.
That being said, you have 2 batteries in your capacity. You have 2 batteries in your inventory. So that is essentially quite a lot of time. You've got the inner battery of the harness, or rather, you've got the inner capacity of the harness. And then you've got essentially 40 extra hours worth of operating time.
Okay.
Fucking software imp. Whether
I've
It's-
got to adjust this because it's per hour, not per minute.
Yet this, a fucking software imp is a perverse and illegal AI obnoxious enough that the question is academic. It fucking replicates itself on whatever host system it's installed upon.
God.
And it doesn't ignore commands, but it fucking interprets them in the worst way possible.
Wow. Why would you ever want something like that?
All right. So, could I do something for flavor, Levi?
For flavor.
Yes.
As flavor,
I
I'd
want-
kill myself.
Did you throw your grenade?
I did.
Let me,
I can delete that since I used
It's still
it.
contributing to your wealth, so yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it.
Yep.
Hammerfist should have no wealth. The on-guard assault rifle is contributing appropriately. Mobility enhancers is still a part of your inventory. Let me get rid of
Ooh, I
those.
deleted the armor. Oh, it went back to the augmentations. Okay.
So you
alright.
still have quite a lot of money to
That
look
means
for
I
in the
actually
future.
have quite a bit of breathing room as far as wealth goes. That's nice.
You can either get that back in credits, or you can purchase anything that you can dream of that is up to 5th level, because you have all access to a lot of stuff in the vault.
Okay. Where do I find... Hold on.
It's under armor, and then you'll see a specific tab called armor upgrades.
Okay. Let me go there. Armor upgrade.
Half price, recall.
Nice.
And we'll get to the fluff description of you guys getting all of these items after you've picked up your selections.
Dude, I'm just
I'm-
imagining the fucking StarCraft trailer fucking armoring up scene.
Oh, that. A man never really knows himself until his freedom is taken away.
It's about damn time.
You need to buy a cigar.
I need to
gonna
figure out
watch that movie,
what
figure
kind
it
of
out.
weapon upgrade I want, because I have a shitload of options here.
I'm thinking of grabbing a
You might-
serpent.
Like even
serpent
even
blade.
just going up to level 5, I have a shitload of options.
You might also consider leaving yourself some wealth to get a better weapon.
Yeah, well, my weapon's pretty good as it is, but
But you have access to level 5 long arms if you want now.
that is true. I could trade this in and get a better long arm too. Fuck, we've got a lot of equipment stuff to do. Alright, so I have the weapons page open. I will go over to long arms and go up to level 5 here. I'm gonna prioritize getting a level 5 weapon, I think. for now.
So, Levi, here's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I temporarily, quote unquote, give up my infinity rifle, but in reality, I'm just working on it in the background.
Oh no.
To
you're-
Okay,
advance.
so yeah, you want to start? Tell you what, let's
Need-
take this thing out of commission. We're going to unequip it. It's not going to function until you like do whatever you want for it. So I'm going to.
I'm
You
going.
you can't equip this. It contributes 0 to your wealth. All right.
Alright. So, I'm.
Have you been adding
Whenever
stuff
I
to
get
your
to level
inventory, by the way?
7, I'm going to have it completed into the advanced version of the infinity rifle.
Fair. Okay. Now,
For now, I will
do-
be taking up a serpent laser, Corona.
I see. Let's make certain that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get you equipped with the Serpent Laser. That brings your wealth to 14,000, so we've got to somehow get it down on your other stuff.
I could get a jetpack on my powered armor.
Your spy drone costs quite a bit, but I'm going to say, that's one of your inventions. I'm going to be nice. We're going to say
Dude,
spy
I
drone
mean,
contributes nothing to your wealth.
I have a good piloting skill, and this would give me a fly speed, and I get it at half price. I could get a fucking jetpack if I wanted.
Tyler, do you want to turn in your micro goggles for some cash?
Brian, can I steal you to the room too, real quick?
Yes.
How much are they worth?
900 credits.
I'm gonna pause the
Okay.
recording for our fucking commiserating here.
Yes.
576.
I need to figure out if this dragon rifle I'm looking at actually does more damage than my Aeon Guard assault rifle.
306. Alright, you are now at a balanced 9,000. Unless you want to spend more money to maybe get better armor, you now have a very cool high-capacity battery that is linked into your Serpent Laser.
Nice.
Let's see here. Equipment. There we go.
With that in mind, I think I'm cool.
I'm looking at, what is it called again? Weapons, it'd be Dragon Rifle Wormling.
I want to make certain you saw this right, but I think it might be a page error. I think its range is supposed to be 60 feet, not 6 feet.
Details.
That's a page error for the dragon rifle. I don't know what's up with that.
Huh. Yeah, it says 60 feet range when I open the details.
Weird.
I got 120 feet with the,
That's an
This-
Aeon SRD issue.
100 feet
Yeah.
with the serpent laser. So I'll be using that.
I
for
definitely
2
lose out on
levels.
range with this weapon, because my Aeon Guard assault rifle can hit at a fucking higher distance than that.
It does 1d8 fire damage. So, you know what would be good for this?
What?
There is one advantage of having a energy weapon over a physical weapon. That means that you target energy AC,
That is true. That is true, yes.
which is typically lower.
It has lesser range and does the same damage, but
It'd be easier to hit.
you are right, it targets fucking EAC.
And has a higher capacity.
That's also true.
It also uses petrol instead of long arm rounds.
I have to switch my entire fucking ammo type?
Yes, you would.
Fucking hell.
And you gotta debate if that's something you want.
Yeah.
I'd just like to mention, Railgun Tactical is a level 3 automatic weapon.
Holy shit.
It's very similar to your Aeon Guard assault rifle, though. Like, almost the same. A lower range, which is funny to me. Did you say you were gonna get a jetpack?
I could.
I use my jetpack. Juggernaut boosters sound cool.
I could get a pet carrier and fucking your reach to
Go.
ride around in it.
Go, boot snake.
There's a fucking backup generator module too. Agility enhancer.
Jetpack. Oh wait, no, jetpack doesn't work for power armor.
That reduces your fucking skill checks. Okay. Targeting computer. Ignore concealment on attacks you make.
Oh, which means that if somebody has say if there's a dust storm blowing through and they have a like percentage mischance, you'd ignore it.
That is kind of cool.
Oh, dude, force field.
Force field.
Force field brown.
Force field. Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Purple's technically level 6, so it's not going to be something you'll have access to yet. So you pretty much just kind of get
It's
temporary
hit
health
points.
each turn.
Huh. That's kind of fucking cool.
It kind of softens the blow that you'll actually take to your stamina.
Yeah, that could fucking make me last a little longer.
Plus... Boot, doot, 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 doot.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, dude, powerful force fields give you fortification. Which means that you have crit resistance. So if you wanted to build your way up as we progress through levels, eventually the prismatic force field gives you 50 temp HP with the fast healing of 10, so you just constantly get 10 HP per turn.
Nice.
That would be a level 20 item for whenever we're at the end of the campaign, though.
Yeah. I'm trying to find where's the. You think the. Hold on. You think the backup generator is worth it?
Let me check, because I'll give you my general idea. Backup generator, level 4.
Oh, that's for recharging other electric items. I thought that was for my armor. Okay, never
Energy
mind.
comes from kinetic energy of your movement, which generates 1 charge for every 10 minutes of movement. Let's see this.
It looks like that's not for my armor, though, now that I'm actually reading it. It looks like
Here's the thing, Brian. Backup generator, you can connect electric items such as batteries.
Oh, yeah, I can
generator.
recharge my own batteries, yeah.
And then the electricity comes from the kinetic energy of your movement, which generates 1 charge for every 10 minutes of movement. Which means that technically, if you were to, we could have something going on where essentially your movement generates electricity, which you could technically generate 20 charges before your suit's 20 charges come off.
Perpetual energy.
I will say that, God, that sounds so dumb. That just sounds like an ability that just lets you have permanent charges on your power armor.
It does sound like that, yes.
God, that sounds stupid. It does also give me a cool idea where, if we were in a survival situation, your fucking backup generator could be shot out and then it'd slowly lose capacity while we're, trekking through the wastes.
Well, that'd be shitty. Especially since this is the only armor I have now.
I like force fields. I think
Ooh.
that's kind of cool.
Oof, crits hurt
I can
now.
have more than one armor upgrade,
Jesus.
right?
So look at the battle harness and look at its capacity. Let me check. Weapons, powered armor, battle harness. It has 1 upgrade slot.
Ah.
What does what does enhanced tank do? You can add one more upgrade to your armor than its normal maximum of upgrade slot.
So I could have 2.
If you add this bonus upgrade to heavy armor, you can upgrade it to powered armor thing, and then an upgrade placed in this bonus slot costs half the credit amount, so you only get one upgrade that's half price.
And then the other upgrade is full price, okay.
Yes.
Well, let's see here. I have basically 9,000 is my should be level wealth. I've used 7,205 so far. So I have 1,795 credits to account for. If I wanted the force field brown is 1,600, and the backup generator is 2,100. So I'd cut the more expensive one in half. Would be the one that makes the most sense here. And yeah, I cannot have both. That goes definitely over my fucking allotment. You know, I don't know. So what? I'll look this up myself. Let's see here. Because this could just wait till level 6. So at 6th level, we get 6,000 more credits worth of wealth, which means I could definitely account for the next force field up. So I think what I'm going to do for this level is I'm going to take the backup generator at half price for 1,050 credits.
1 second. Back up generator.
If I can... There it is.
Let me stretch out your thing, that way I can equip it. It's equipped, and then let me go ahead and cut its price in half for 1,050 credits.
Which means I still actually have some credits to play with here. 745 to be precise. So I looked up what our wealth will be at level 6, and with the extra wealth cap we have, I will have enough to just outright buy a prismatic force field next level.
By the way, look at your strength.
Oh yeah, the power armor's doing that, right?
Yes.
What's your strength now?
A nice normal 18.
Hey!
Normal 18.
Hey!
I don't know how much damage your hammer fist does, but in case that doesn't do D10, the power armor also does D10.
So is there somewhere we should be keeping track of our fucking ability score increases as we level up?
I'll say there's no real point, because we're going to be doing this in like 5-level increments, and it's not like you have to understand where you put your previous ability scores into.
And it does show the base score.
It does,
in the
yeah.
lower right-hand corner. So even though my strength's 18, I'll know fucking level 10 if I want to increase it. I still get +2.
Now keep in mind, I believe that when power armored is armored, I don't know if it... Let me see. When wearing power armor, the armor determines your strength. You use it for all strength-based rolls. Even if your strength is higher, you're limited to the armor strength.
Okay.
So you may be incentivized to put that strength into something else.
I see. I just upped my strength 18 for testing purposes, and it still says 18, so yeah, okay.
So in case you want to take it back, since you're going to be power armor specialization, you could put that attribute into something else.
You know, I think I'll just keep it at strength, just in case I
Alright.
ever have to disengage from my armor.
Fair enough.
Besides, I like the idea that I still do have some natural strength as opposed to it just being the armor entirely.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that means next level with the wealth cap, I'll have enough to just buy a prismatic force field. So I'm gonna wait on that.
Cool.
And I have 7.
Prismatic force field.
Let me double check and make sure that's the right
That's
one.
the end
Oh,
tier.
purple,
You
I
mean
meant.
purple.
Yeah.
Prismatic is a level 20, 1 million
No,
credits.
next level, I'll have enough wealth to get the purple force field, so it'll be
Next
fine.
level will have 1 million credits.
Yeah, after this heist.
So,
I need to figure out what I'm doing with this 745 more credits.
As all of you are getting your equipment, Carthan, what exactly were you getting?
So I have picked myself up my next Aeon Stone, so I now no longer need to breathe.
Oh, all right.
And I also went ahead and picked up a level 5 weapon crystal for Karth's Kanobo.
I see. Do you want me to compensate you in credits to the point where your wealth is 9,000 again?
That's what I was double checking. I wanted to make sure that there wasn't any other magical items that piqued my interest.
Alrighty. So I suppose I can go ahead, and while we're doing this, we can go into 447. So as your training progresses over the course of the next few days, I imagine that eventually we come to a stop. The Vildraven essentially approaches you and says, "We've come to the conclusion of which item should be dispatched to you, and I wish that you would come with me so we can get you properly fitted."
All right, it's time to suit up.
So, you proceed into a cylindrical chamber in which rests a select few hooded figures, all of them somewhat cybernetically augmented. The same strange tech cult that dwells in the Draconis Dominion that you don't know much about. Resting in the center of this chamber is a plate that is very similar to the Royal Guard harness, except it is not embellished with gold. It is flat, unpainted, gray, stripped metal and ceramics, just kind of all over it. The visor is a blank, menacing expression, and the whole thing itself is bulky and protective. Definitely a kind of hallmark of Dominion craftsmanship. You take a good long look at it before the Vildraven essentially beckons you to step onto the boarding plating where they can get you properly strapped into this thing.
All right, well, at this point, if I haven't already, I'm going to strip off my normal armor that I've been using this whole time.
Helmet stays on now.
Naturally, of course. And
You're gonna wear a helmet underneath your
yes,
power armor.
yeah, that's just Master Chief style. And I'm gonna step up onto the platform.
So, you go ahead and get up onto this. And are you actually wearing the helmet?
No.
Okay, just making certain. The Vildraven kind of guides you, and you can see a somber expression in this supernatural creature's face.
Like, my face and head is completely bare, but the party is not here to see it, so I'm okay.
Yeah. There's a definite sadness as they take your measurements and kind of feed them into these engineers who begin to take these plates and strap them on piece by piece. Now, from your reckoning, this would take quite a while to strip on and off.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some downsides to this thing. So you immediately come to the understanding whenever a couple of engineers come out and are bracing medical equipment.
Interesting.
So, just to inform you, there are complications with power armor such as this. I'm certain you were familiar with it during your service with Concordia, but you may have to swallow your pride a bit. And one of these engineers, you soon realize is also clearly some kind of medical technician, pulls out... God, I don't want to fucking say it, but this is power armor. You've got to have a fucking catheter for this thing. It's not like you can just take it off and use the restroom.
I'm just gonna look down at this fucking Vildraven. What pride.
Very well. So you all get situated. The armor is taken around you. You're informed as to the general body sleeve in which you're forced to wear whenever you're equipping this thing that handles routine hygienic practices by essentially moistening and removing said moisture from your skin. You can effectively live in this armor. It may not be comfortable, but you're a trained soldier,
Yeah.
and this is kind of what you do. So once the plating is strapped in, pieces are locked together, and you are given the manual overrides in case you wanted to take this off yourself piece by piece, until eventually the helmet begins to lower down on its platform construction and locks in with a heavy crank. Keeping in mind, these guys weren't like holding these pieces and clamping them in manually. There was a set team that came in with 2 people that were hauling this heavy chest plate as it locked into place on your central torso. You are effectively being entombed within a second skin of iron, gray and faceless. You hear the whir of the generator as the UI fills in on your helmet interface. And you look around as suddenly your actuators unlock, and you were given a much more heroic visage. You stand at equal height with the Vildraven now, and are taller than all of the mechanics in the room with you.
Am I free of my mooring?
There are a few pipes that are connected into your back, but they are quickly released as you hear the generator come to a full purr. I believe that you've read through the manual, but there are some diagnostic training that we must come through.
I'm gonna fucking kind of punch the flat of one hand with my fist and then kind of crack my knuckles. Now this is more like it.
All of the armor plates are locking and unlocking, and as you crack your fingers, there is a mechanical strength that you haven't felt since you had your old armor and you bout and you snap your damn hand.
I'm keeping a cool face behind my helmet.
Now, if you don't mind, I would like you to look up.
Oh no, is this what we're doing? Don't tell me you're gonna try to invert the pitch.
Now, if you don't mind, I'd like you to look up.
Ah, hell. I look up at
447, you have to look
I
up.
look up at the flashing light.
You look up and find that there is a flashing light. Now down.
I look down at the next light.
Now side to side. Left.
I look left.
Right.
I look right.
Do you like these controls, or would you like to invert them?
These controls are fine.
Very well. You hear a final unlock, and your leg actuators finally free themselves, and you can hear the purring of the gears as you step off of the platform and start to look around. One of the technicians comes back, and he actually straight up bows on one knee and offers you your assault rifle back.
I'm just gonna kind of look down at him. What the hell are you doing?
He looks up and continues to offer the rifle.
I'll take the rifle. Could have
It
just
feels smaller in your hands now.
could have just handed it to me, but appreciate it.
At this point, you are allowed to go your own way.
All right, cool. I'm gonna stomp off of the platform, and for now, Levi, I think I'm just going to take that extra 745 credits and put it in my fucking wallet.
Alrighty. Go ahead and do that.
I did find a weapon I kind of like, but I want to know about potentially fucking adding qualities to it, like automatic, if that's even possible.
I'd have to look further into this. I'm not going to say it's not impossible, but I will say that I haven't
Because if there's some way I could spend credits to modify a weapon to turn it automatic or increase the range or whatever, I'd love to look into that. But for now, I think I'll stick with what I've got.
There are weapon fusions, but they are typically magical accessories. There's also weapon accessories in case that's something you're interested in. But I don't know if there's something that makes it automatic. I'd have to look at it or create something that's custom like that.
Right. Okay, I was merely curious, so I think that about does it for me. I'll go ahead and rejoin the party.
I imagine as the rest of the crew is getting their equipment and everything, Carthan, you are meeting with some of the Magitech individuals, representatives from House Mortis that are browsing through some of the goods in the vault and are getting you fitted with new crystals and stones as they start to hover and spin above you, adding to the moat being consumed. At which point, Yarich, you brandishing your new rifle issued to you by the quartermaster, which you are tuning, and the infinity rifle which has been collapsed onto your back. You also approach the group. Jaira, did you decide on what equipment you want?
I've got an idea, but I'm still looking.
Still cautioned by indecision, you are still with the group, as 447 rejoins the group in a set of powered armor. If you had heard me describing it before, it is slate gray, unpainted, menacing helmed visage. It looks... Gosh, how to put this? There is a strange, ornate archaicism to it. Like, it's almost got that, God, I'm trying to think. You know, like the Kaiser straight German almost painted helm?
Yeah.
It's got almost that same framework, but it has that same Jinro almost gas mask visage on the front of it. Except it's much more built into the armor. It isn't just simply a mask that you can take off. It is a full frame helmet that is built with this ornate style, but lack of paint renders it much more practical and less fancy.
I don't know why, but I think a good coating of red would look good on you.
I kind of cross my arms. So that's how you say hello?
Carthan's going to crack a little grin. Does that one come with spinning rims?
Okay,
I look over at Karth. I had to choose between that and a suspension.
I have found a diagram.
Take
that
a wild guess which one I picked.
Jaira just kind of looks him up and down. I see you went with the lift kit.
No shit. I like how no question was asked about who's inside of this armor.
It's the same you.
You all know what it is. So I have a diagram. I had to search through my phone for it. Here is essentially what this armor will look like.
Oh shit, here we go.
Let me quickly rename it. Keep in mind it's a sketch, not like a full...
If it weren't for the actual, like, SS symbols all over this fucking armor, look at this.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Hold on a minute. There's a fuller
Here is this.
Okay.
Damn.
Seems appropriate.
It will do for now. It is not his true armor, but it is definitely armor from the Draconis Dominion.
It is definitely a step up from the last kit I was using. I just realized it, but that art I posted of the fucking Nazi power armor, he's using a pulse rifle from Aliens.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
I like this continuity.
Yeah. Fucking A, guys. Fucking A.
Alright. Does anybody else have any more transactions they wish to make?
I did the math, and even if I sold my weapon, I would not have enough to buy a 5th level weapon, so I think I'm going to stick with this for now.
Gosh.
You know what, Levi?
Yes.
I do. I'm gonna get an ability crystal.
Shit, okay. What kind?
It'll be the Mark 1 Magic Ability Crystal, so it'll give me a +2 ability modifier.
Oh, shit, you're going into, Okay, so to inform you, the way that personal upgrades work, if you have an upgrade, you can't have 2 +2s. You have to have a +2, a +4, and a +6. So do you already have a personal upgrade?
No.
He actually eschewed getting one when we had the opportunity.
Which,
Yeah.
yes, I recall now whenever you were messing around with the doctors and getting your limbs replaced. Which ability score do you want to upgrade?
Let's upgrade my intelligence.
Sheesh. You could upgrade your skills that you already are pretty high in, but intelligence it is. Let's see. So I imagine as you go through all of these things, eventually you're picking through all of these definitely more mystic items, stuff that has to be brought in from lead shielding, stuff that's brought in from further and darker pieces of the vault where their more magic items are kept. Eventually, they bring to you what appears to be a stone the size of the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
So this
I'm-
robed Strix, by the way, who's kind of like a winged elf similar to your companion Jaira, approaches you and pulls the cloth from this crystal, and you see the ruby shine inside.
I'm going to nod simply and sort of take it up into my hand before lifting it and getting it consumed by my moat.
So I imagine as you lift this one up, you start to realize it isn't floating.
Hmm.
I apologize, Carthan, but this one we will need to affix to your armor.
This is fine. And Carthan will sort of pull off the sort of top section of his wrap where the Devourer's plate is stowed.
So they are
and
going
hand
to
it over.
take a
Carthan
moment.
is left shirtless by this.
Yeah, they're fine. I imagine one of them's probably in a good place, but they build a necklace, essentially. It was already built with a container in mind. Gold or silver?
Gold.
He snaps his hand and the metal changes immediately into that auric gold. At which point he is going to suspend it over your neck, kind of making sure that your hair is out of the way.
It can be
You
noted
know,
that
put
Carthan
your
has
armor
no
back
nipples.
on. Yeah, one of them's terrified
They say nothing for fear of Carthan.
for fear of Carthan's wrath.
Carthan's wrath.
So, once that stone is nice and in place, it's like you were drunk before. Like a sudden veil is lifted. You have a sudden clarity of thought and recollection of your own being. Did you improve your intelligence manually?
It is improved through the ability crystal.
Oh, you already added it. Cool. Just wanted to
Yes.
make sure. So yeah, there's that sudden clarity and crystalline thought as you recall some of your former teachings. You
5
can
more
add
skill
more
ranks.
skill rank.
And Carthan is the skill monkey now.
Soon. Alright. And with that, as you all are getting braced and equipped, everybody is getting into this new spot. As you all are gathered with your newfound equipment, including lanes, which we'll pick out probably by the beginning of next session, you all are interrupted by a familiar voice, that of Neve. I see you all are having fun. You look over and see that she is on one of the high-rise platforms similar to how the Vilraven was poised above you.
My voice now has a post-processed electronic sheen to it through the armor. Guess that's a word for it.
Then, are you ready?
About as ready as I can be.
What could possibly go wrong, right?
She simply smiles, and that is where the end of tonight's session will be.
Alright, I will cut the recording here.